Sup. The opinions and views expressed in this podcast are that of our own and Future Bachelor only, and not affiliated with any outside party or entity. This fun podcast may include some adult language.
Future Bachelor Podcast.
Got the star of my liquid dreams. My liquid dreams. Yeah, we know what you were talking about, O-Town. You were talking about wet dreams. You're not fooling us with the liquid dreams.
No, not even at all, because he talks about them being like a magazine. Okay, like dirty magazines that you pull out
O-Town were
every
freaks.
night. Yeah, like come on, we know what you're saying.
All right, let's start this show. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
And this is episode 50 of
50.
Future Bachelor. What's up?
Okay. The kids!
That was fun. Shout out to everybody out there listening. Shout out to everybody on
everyone
YouTube.
watching.
What's up? What's up? Episode 50 is online. This is how we doing it, man. We did it. We made it. High five. Episode 50.
We need to work on our high fives.
Yeah, a little high five. Let's try.
Ooh!
Woo! Yeah, redeemed ourselves. Cool. Yo, welcome, dude. How's everything? You like my house?
Yeah.
It's tell the people.
Okay, so Sai last week said, my goal for by the time you come back next week is that I'll be able to walk out my back door, because he had all of his like boxes and stuff from when he moved in still.
Well, it's not even, it was like, really what they were was, I had this problem, like, where I kept ordering things from Amazon for my new place, but I wasn't opening them up and putting them away. Yeah, and then I just like stacked them in this one corner in the back that blocked my back door, so I've never been using my back door. And it was
now
like
you
a goal.
can to get your pizza. So God bless. It's like he gave me the grand tour.
Yep. I put up a chin-up bar.
He's a pull-up bar.
Yep.
So I'm gonna try to work on my pull-ups because I'm feeling a little weak today.
I put things up on the walls. I drilled holes. Got a clock up there. So
got a clock that I don't think it works.
No, well, I don't know.
Actually, no, it's right.
Is it?
It's right.
Okay,
Okay.
it works.
We're making moves.
Yeah, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that. I've been really productive lately, just really trying to do like, hey, if I just do this a little bit at a time, like just don't make it.
Yeah, you just gotta like, I feel like that's what I've been trying to do is like, just like, this is my time to do this.
Well, I mean, I just feel like, this place is, the place I live in, it's nothing crazy special, but I don't know, for some reason, I really, really like it. Like
I know, and I like it. I mean, I've always liked it, obviously. I've been here since you moved, like since the day you moved in, pretty much. But like, I feel like it's very much so like you feel finally settled.
Yeah, and it's like so my vibe. I feel like I can do it all here. So
I know he was giving me the lowdown of like how he's gonna move stuff for like when he has friends over, how he's gonna move stuff for this and that. I mean, obviously, I know. You all know that he sets this up like we do, like it's a full studio up in here, and then it changes like when I come over on the weekends. It's different.
Yeah, it's like a nice little like, yo guys, welcoming setup. Everyone's like, wow.
Hey guys, welcome to Food Truck Tires.
Come on, don't start me on the TV voice again. What's up, guys? It's Food Truck Tires. You're hungry? We're gonna eat today, yo. But yeah, anyways,
let's get that bread.
Let's start this episode 50. We've done 50, actually 51 if you include 0, and then one's in the vault. But
the ones, there's plenty in the vault.
Well, do you remember like when we would be like episode 7, we'd be like, can't wait till we're at like 50. And we're here. We're halfway to 100 episodes. That's pretty incredible.
Wild.
I mean, we started off the podcast, if you guys notice, if you care to notice, we do like the 3 digits. So like we're like almost to being able to fill up all those digits. So
I hope you care to notice, because I make sure I set up all the Instagram posts to do that.
0.
Because it's our branding, because I made it that way, so now I have to.
I feel like we've done a lot in 50 episodes, but like I really want to take the next half of 50 to another level. So I really we need to get on like getting these hosts in here to talk to people. So I'm saying it on a podcast because I feel like every time I say something, I actually do it. So
we'll have to take this offline and have like another show.
Exactly. Some fresh ideas. I got the whiteboard. We'll just like start fresh on some new ideas, like a brainstorming meeting. We might like a little pre-show.
I think we should do that.
I like that. With some White Claws or Trulies or something,
Yeah, really get those juices flowing.
Yeah. So how have you been? Welcome back to Atlanta.
Yeah. So I was gone like literally the day after recording last week. So I was out of town for the weekend as the episode dropped. I went back to Columbia, Missouri, which is the college town that I lived in for 4 years. When I went to University of Missouri, they have this festival for the past 16 years. It's called True False Film Fest, and it's a documentary film festival, and it's just like my favorite time of the year when I went to school there, and I've been going back every single year since I graduated, because it's like Missouri is like not my home state, and I don't like Missouri as a place, truly.
Okay. Yeah, but, who does?
I mean, yeah, but like obviously I love going to college or whatever, but like
it sounds like a cool place to like just go away for college and never go back.
Exactly. Like I wouldn't stay there.
Yeah.
But like this is like this weekend for True False, like it transforms the town into something like you'd never ever think you're like in the middle
like a big
of
deal.
Like flyover country. Like
interesting.
Big, like all the different filmmakers come in town. I don't know if you've ever heard of Nathan For You. It's like a show on Comedy Central.
Sounds familiar.
It's like very weird, awkward humor. He had what was the extended episode, like his finale from the season as like one of the films that was being shown. And he was in town. So like big celebrities, like people who do different things, like are in this tiny town. There's like all these art exhibits, and like we call it nerd homecoming or like journalism school homecoming. So like all my friends who like live in LA now or like live in New York City or like whatever that I did journalism school with, I'll come back for it.
So when you're out there, who are you staying with?
I stayed with, so I actually have I still have a couple of friends that live in town, either finishing up grad programs there.
So you're kind of couch surfing for the weekend?
Yeah, so like I stay with my friend Naif. He's been living, he won't let the dream die.
Yeah.
God bless him. But he like has been living there since like he graduated back in 2014. So but I'm like, let the dream die, please leave mid-Missouri.
Yeah,
but I mean
you wouldn't have a place to stay.
It was I mean I have like two other friends that are just finishing their grad programs, but so yeah, I stayed with him, so shout out to him and his dog Coda.
Oh, wrong one.
Cool. But yeah, no, but it was a lot of fun. I got to see like some of my best friends, like my friend Ian and just a whole bunch of other people, and I guess I'll give them their little shout out now. I was plastering stickers everywhere.
Word.
And we went to this like weird after party after like the first day of films and everything, where it was at somebody's like random apartment. It was very weird. It was very fun though, and like I had everybody wearing stickers and stuff at this like tiny apartment house.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I mean, this past weekend I actually had to do a housewarming party for a friend, and at that party I was sticking stickers on everybody.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, actually both days like I was partying, I was just like, I don't care if people get sick of the stickers or anything.
Like Midmo is covered in it.
So. I got word. So like I just, it's really cool. I got like so many different little groups of friends here that like I get to kind of spread the love of Future Bachelor everywhere. So that was fun. We went out to the Battery, which is like over at the Brave Stadium.
Well, I guess recently, but like before that, not for a while.
Yeah, no, the Battery's so fun.
It is.
So we went out there, and then on Saturday I just hung out with the friends and did a little day drinking and stuff, and then just chilled on Sunday. Like, I don't know, I've been trying to be really productive and stuff. And I'm not just like trying to the weekends are so awesome because like, you don't have work, but like, I don't know, I've been like trying to like rewire my brain to think like
not just partying all the time.
Yeah, like I mean, you can party, but like,
of course,
make sure you're doing something productive in the daytime. Like, I wake up early.
Don't be a
like sleep in. Sleep until like 10. Yeah, and then my whole thing.
Like I'm definitely a fan of like getting the rest that you need. So like if I stayed out late, I'm gonna let myself, which like I can't even sleep in that late, but like I'll let myself like rest.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. So like if I don't party too hard on Friday, I can usually wake up on Saturday. That didn't happen this week because my friends were like, they lived really far out in Marietta and stuff, so it was like a 40-minute Uber there.
I believe it.
My ride back was like over $50. Like, it was crazy. So, and I actually left my cell phone at my friend's house, which is like 20 minutes from the Battery, so I had to go back with them, and then the only Uber that was there was the one that brought us there.
Like the Battery to like here, like where you live, wouldn't be too awful.
I mean, that's like 25 minutes still, so think about like 20 minutes even further away from that. So it was a long Friday night, but that was my weekend. Do you have any other news coming out of that? No? All right, well, I guess I don't have anything either. We might as well get in some quick hits. Hey! What do we got for some quick hits, V?
All right, so I'll start it off with a sad one.
Oh, wow.
Luke Perry, who currently was playing Fred Andrews, Archie Andrews' dad on Riverdale, but was known for his role on 90210.
Dylan.
Yes. And he also, I think, was in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie.
The original movie, before the show and stuff.
Yes.
That didn't have Sarah Michelle Gellar.
He had like a massive stroke last week, and he ended up dying this past Monday. And so they're, I know, so sad. He's only 52, so very young.
What really sucks is that they just announced that 90210 reboot.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's kind of funny because a week ago, shout out to my friend Caitlin. She's starting a podcast right now about Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah.
So she was going to go through every episode. There's like 10 seasons, and then they've remade it.
Dedicate her podcast to Luke Perry now? Oh, my God.
No, I'm just saying, like, in the last week, literally since she told me, because, everyone comes to me about podcasts now.
You know.
But, yeah, holla at me.
Flips hair.
Well,
you
look,
know.
Everybody wants to do a podcast, and then they're like, okay, well, I have a podcast, but why does mine not sound or look like yours? It's
and you're like, because you ain't us.
Yeah, you ain't Future Bachelor. We're from the future. But
Bachelor?
But yeah, so I'll get people to come up to me and ask for advice or
your neighbor who lives upstairs.
Yeah, everyone. I can't even. Now it's like next door. So I essentially was telling her some tips and stuff, but she was doing a podcast about it, and then literally within that week, the news of the reboot happened, and then 2 days later, Luke Perry news came out, and I'm like, holy crap, you need to start this podcast.
Yeah, wow, the content is there, girl.
No, I just think that it definitely will. Those are signs. I'll look at those as signs, not like, oh, that's good news. But when Rachel Lindsay came into the newsroom that one day, and I was just came up with the idea for Future Bachelor.
There we go.
I was like, I need to do this. So, so it's kind of interesting.
The universe sometimes is looking out.
You got to tune in. You got to tune into the universe. So that was pretty interesting. I know, rest in peace to Luke Perry.
They're dedicating the rest of the episodes to him, in his honor.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Beverly Hills 90210 growing up, so I watched a lot of that stuff. So, not the reboot or the remake they made.
The remake was...
Well, I mean, I don't even know if that was a remake because it was
a
younger,
continuation. It was I don't know, because they had some of the older.
Yeah, so
and half of the 90210 people.
And then they made Melrose Place and the new Melrose Place.
Yeah.
So
half
those are all
of the 90210 OG cast are parents and stuff on Riverdale too. So that cast is super close.
Hold on, what?
Well,
hold on. You said there's 90210 other people on Riverdale?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I don't know.
I thought so. I thought there was a couple others.
Is there? I'd have to look that up.
Was Steve Ulrich ever on 90210?
There's a lot of people
Steve was in a lot of things.
Even Matthew Perry from Friends was on 90210. Everyone's been on 90210. Eva Longoria, all these people were young back then. So
yeah, that was that started all of them.
All of them. They were just random characters sometimes in the show.
It was like a sexy.
It was Saved by the Bell or something.
It was like a sexy graduation from Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah, no. The way I would say it's like Saved by the Bell, but with drama. It was like a melodrama.
It was like a soap almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways.
But the reboot that they're coming out with was an interesting thing. They're talking about it being a Curb Your Enthusiasm type style of the show. So it's they're gonna bring the original cast back for a reboot, but it's really about.
It's about them doing the reboot.
Yeah, it's loosely based off their real lives and stuff. So it's kind of an interesting concept for a remake.
I feel
of the show.
I mean, that seems kind of a trend right now.
Well, yeah, I was about to say they just announced the new. I've been kind of watching all the Kevin Smith movies, which is Clerks and Mallrats and Dogma and Chasing Amy and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. But they're making Jay and Silent Bob reboot, which is, if you watch the original Jay and Silent Bob, it was them going to Hollywood to stop the movie from being made of a comic book that was based off of their characters. So the reboot is about them going to Hollywood. It's pretty much the same movie again, but they're making fun of reboots and remakes.
That's actually funny.
It's a good idea.
Like that.
Yeah, they're doing a whole bunch of cool things nowadays.
That's a good way for the industry, to capitalize on audiences that are already there.
Yeah, exactly.
Just kind of
it's a way of doing it, but also making fun of it too.
Yeah,
so that's cool. That. So what else we got?
So let's get into a bit of some Kardashian-based news. So Jordan went on the Red Table Talk.
Yeah. Did you watch it?
I didn't watch all of it. I've seen clips.
I watched it.
But
I've watched a lot of stuff this week. You've been busy watching movies. I've been busy watching pop culture.
I was busy enriching my mind.
All the things we're talking about, I actually watched this week.
I was enriching my mind with documentaries and crying a lot. Yeah. It's fine. But
well, yeah. So the Red Table Talk happened. In the beginning of the show, they kind of explained how the Smiths, Will and Jada,
friends, yeah.
The Jordan Wood's dad worked on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air every season.
Yeah, so of really course she's going to be on Red Table Talk.
Well, yeah, so she grew up being really good friends with Jaden Smith, and then Jaden introduced her to Kylie, and they all grew up. So, they were pretty much saying that they were kind of going through it with her and stuff. And, I mean, what came out of that?
Well, she admitted to, she said she should, like, they were going to, like, it was after bars time, so they were going to somebody's house for, like, kind of like an after party, and so Tristan invited them all back to his place, which, okay, and then she admitted to, like, you know, being flirty and cuddly, like having her legs over
she was
his
drunk. And it was so ridiculous the way they were explaining stuff.
And like how she like did have like they had a closed mouth kiss.
But that was like the next morning or something.
Yeah,
right?
but like that they didn't do any. But like Chloe, like, you know, clapped back after, like, Chloe sent out a tweet being all like, "You're lying, blah blah blah."
And you're the
like,
reason why my family is.
Yeah, like if you're gonna
crazy?
like, it's just wild. And I actually saw a tweet that said something. It's like, you know, the Kardashians use the black people in their lives to help like fuel their storylines, and then we'll toss them to the side or villainize them when they don't need them anymore. Which I was like,
I think it's like we talked about, I think last episode or the episode before that, about how like the Kardashians are being used too. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they're the powerhouse and stuff, but you're not thinking people like Kanye West and Travis Scott and Tristan Thomas.
Well, they're using
China, like
they're using their fame, to like, you know, boost them, similar to like yeah.
So there's just like everyone's just using each other in these relationships.
Which is so gross.
Well, spin off of that's not the only cheating scandal.
Yeah. So Travis supposedly cheated on Kylie. Mm-hmm. When?
Well, all right. So they're saying that she went through his phone and found these like texts or something that were, you know, and then he went and deleted his like Instagram. Loyal. Yeah, he deleted his Instagram, and you know, I don't know. He's been like confessing his love to her, and this comes into the news of her like actually. We talked about this like last year, but being the billion.
She's like finally achieved being the youngest.
I think we named our episode after that, right?
Because that's when she was like
self-made.
She was like the cover of Forbes because she was on track to be. She technically wasn't worth $1 billion yet.
Yeah.
But now I'm using air quotes for self-made because, I mean,
there's nothing really self-made about her.
I really don't think you can say that she is truly like, this is like a fair, you know, title to give her, just because like she's already been backed by money since she was like 12. So like I don't really think like like I was like the person who was the previous like youngest self-made billionaire at least, youngest, well actually I think that was Zuckerberg, but then youngest female self-made billionaire was Sarah Blakely, who's based here in Atlanta. She made Spanx, and like she literally like went out on her own, made her own prototype, traveled the world like on her own like money, like which she barely had any, like traveled like the country trying to like pitch her stuff, like literally like just, you know, going door to like would take like try on her like Spanx prototype. Like I feel like
she was her own model.
Like yeah, she was doing everything she could. Like she like came up with the idea like when she was like selling. I think she was like a telemarketer and like did all this stuff. So like I just have a really hard time like comparing like a story like that, like someone who like literally, you know, had no.
It is true. You're right. I feel like you can't call him self-made. Like, you know, even like Kendall, you know, it's like, I work so hard. It's like, dude, you know how hard it is to become a supermodel?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're pretty and yeah, you make a great supermodel, but it's like you were given opportunities right off the bat.
She was like obviously like other people have to be scouted in way different ways. Like she was already like a face. Like it's easier for her to like have like a. That's what my thing is. Like, I think, you know, Kylie's a very smart businesswoman. I'm not trying to discredit that at all. Like, she has made her money and she's been very good about it. But, like, I don't think you can really say that she's self-made.
Yeah. Ray J made them.
Honestly, Kris Jenner made them. Oh. She sold that tape.
No, Ray J made Kris Jenner, too.
Yeah, but, okay, but Kourtney Kardashian is finally, like, you know, people always give her crap for not having a job, like even though like whatever, but she is starting this lifestyle.
Well, they have the stores, right?
They used to. They got rid of the stores.
Did they really?
Yeah.
What happened?
Dash. I think they just decided to sell Dash because they weren't making a lot of money.
Huh.
But
interesting.
But she's like kind of following in.
They were getting beat out by Uncommon James. Speaking of which,
I'm wearing my Uncommon James. Good job noticing.
Thanks. Big Kristen Cavallari fan.
Yeah, we know. We know. But she's starting, so like Gwyneth Paltrow has like her whole like lifestyle empire called Goop. And Kourtney is starting something similar, like because I guess she used to have her app, but you know they all have their apps, but like then hers got shut down for some reason, and so she's gonna call it Poosh, which is her nickname for her daughter Penelope. So I guess Penelope's her favorite child right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, what, so it's gonna be like a lifestyle website?
Yeah, it's probably gonna, I think it's just really gonna have like the same stuff that her app used to have, like about like, you know, food, like, cause you know, she's the type who's like super like into like gluten-free and like no preservatives. Like she's very particular.
It's a website for annoying people.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean, which Goop is as well. So
okay. Yeah. So there's that. So enough of Kardashian news. Let's talk about this Vans challenge. I just heard about this today.
Yeah, because I actually saw something put out by.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I also saw other things on the internet.
Exactly.
But, so I tested it. So this Vans challenge is like, so someone posted this viral video of them throwing their pairs of Vans shoes and how they would always land like the right side up, so like, you know, like sole on the ground, whatever, like it looks like the shoes sitting
up straight.
Yeah. And like no
it
matter,
always lands on the bottom,
like it's like the cat of shoes. So, and like even then, like the co-founder of Vans went and like did a whole video just like him throwing them against walls,
and every time they would
do it, and
Vans off the wall.
Oh,
yeah, I think that's why they did it.
We see, Vans.
I see what you did there.
But I tried it with my pair of Vans.
Every time?
It worked.
Every time? Well, I guess like the point, are they saying
I think it's only like the classic kind of Vans though, because I have like a pair that's more a different shape, and that one time it didn't land on it.
Yeah, it's because most Vans are like heavy shoes, like the soles are bottom
skate
or very bottom heavy, and and then I think there's something about the shape of like the thing where it always will,
because of like how it kind of like curves.
Yeah, it like if it lands on it, it'll always go into this one side,
which I think all makes sense for like how. Like what these shoes were made for, which was skating.
Yeah, so
like,
if you guys
like, so they're curved in a way to like help you push.
Yeah,
and they have thick soles because you don't want the soles of your like.
If you guys have any Vans and you like do the Van challenge and it doesn't land on it, just send me a video because I need to see this.
Vans a maker dance.
Yeah, so I want to see some challenges out there. But this has been a big week for
me?
For you. Why don't you tell them about it?
It's been Jonas Brothers week.
Okay.
So the Jonas Brothers are back. They're back, and they, you know, came back onto their Instagram months ago, but like kind of like reactivated it, but it was quiet. But then this past week, they were like last week, right after this podcast, they were all up in it, like saying how they have a new song coming out on Thursday.
What was the Turn the Tables thing?
Okay, so yeah, so Turn the Tables. So they have this video back on YouTube, back from when they were like touring and doing stuff, I think with like Demi Lovato.
Yeah.
Back in like
they look like so 2010. Ridiculous.
Back in 2010, and they just would always made funny videos back then. It was weird. And so like they had this thing like where they Nick and Kevin picked up this table and walked around and turned it and put it back down and look at the camera, and then Joe walks in and he's like, "Oh, how the tables have turned." And it was just like a really funny video. And so, but it's like known in like Jonas Brother fandom.
Yeah.
Like that was just like a thing. And then so they remade it as like themselves now, and like then they had this like thing pop out for like being like sucker out now.
Yeah.
And so I lost my mind. But
it was good.
But like they honestly, they know their fans. They've been doing all this stuff. They've released their video for their new song. They've released a director's cut of that video.
What's the difference?
I haven't watched the full director's cut.
I don't understand what the director's cut is. Or it's just like, so like a longer version.
Like a longer version.
Like what you want it to be, not for like a music video, 3 minutes or something.
But like they did at this beautiful castle, I think, where they filmed the
I haven't seen the video yet. I still gotta watch it.
It's just a fun video because like they're very extravagant and they're doing all this stuff, and it's them with all their wives or fiance. So you know, Priyanka is in there, Danielle, who's Kevin's wife, is in there, Sophie Turner, who's Joe's fiance, is in there.
So they've been doing also, like I shared that video with you earlier. I mean, you had a busy day today, but I saw it and I was like, I actually really enjoyed it.
I knew like it was coming because like they had been promoting like them wearing like their old wigs and stuff, like their old style on their Instagram, and I was like, I'm like, what kind of skit are they doing? So, but yeah, so they've been on the Late Late Show with James Corden all this week, and they did a parody of their song, their like first single, I would say, Year 3000, but it's called Year 2019, and they have like James Corden come in, like he was the one who went to the year 2019 and like they just adjusted the lyrics to be like, a president's the guy who hosts The Apprentice, and it's pretty weird. And it's like there's like the Spider-Man and another one and another one.
And another one. And they're like, another one?
Yeah.
There was a whole bunch of funny like things that they were just kind of, if you guys want to check that out, it's cool because they like really compare things from like 2006 to all the way to 2019. And even at the end, they're like, yeah, Nick, you're married. He's like, what?
Yeah, he's like, it was so funny. And like they have them like,
it's like, or what were they talking about, the meme, like the boring meme or something like that?
Oh yeah,
there's something about the older brother has like a really funny meme that's popular.
Yeah, because he's like the boring brother, like Kevin's like still boring, but
I don't even know his name.
Exactly, like no one knows him. But and it's funny because they have like the wigs for like what their hair looked like at the time. So
I like the way they were talking. They're like, "Yo, Joe, where you at?"
Because like that's how they talked.
And then like Nick's like hiding under a blanket on the couch. I can't believe I'm laughing with you on this. Oh my God.
I love them. But you actually pointed out how they did when they did an interview, I think maybe in Australia or something. They brought up how, you know, who started the first like whispers and like rumors and stuff, and it was because Ashley I.
Well, how about we just hear from Nick Jonas's mouth himself?
Yeah,
we'll just play it.
Why listen to me?
I got it ready right here. So.
Yeah.
All right. So here it goes.
So I think that was how it happened. It was a girl who was a diehard fan. She would come to shows with her friends in the Northeast area.
Who is this
girl?
And
then she went on The Bachelor.
Yep. She was on The Bachelor.
The Bachelor.
Bachelor.
And she's like outspoken, like huge Jonas Brothers fan. And
that was her label on the show.
Yeah, she's very sweet.
Biggest Jonas Brothers fan.
Yeah, she's very sweet. She and her friends were awesome at shows.
She's cool.
But yeah, she was on The Bachelor, and then she made the tweet that was like they reactivated it, and that started the buzz.
Okay. Well, talking of big fans, like you kind.
So
like, and like the tweet literally was like on a Bachelor Monday. She's like, I know everyone's watching The Bachelor, but the Jonas Brothers just reactivated their Instagram.
That you can't even pay for promotion like that. Like having a Bachelor person, like that's a huge fan of Jonas Brothers.
And on Bachelor Monday, where all those folks are already tweeting because they all tweet along during like when they're not on the show anymore.
Wow, dude, I'm getting kind of shivers from like how like people can
the
just.
Jonas Brothers, honestly, like forget all this like fake Easter egg stuff that like Taylor Swift supposedly does, even though it didn't happen. She didn't release any new music yet because it wasn't real. Because if you look at her other posts, there was no more of this countdown that people said. But like they just were like, we out here.
Dude, I love it. You know, I never knew anything. I knew about the Jonas Brothers, but I never listened to any of their music. I never watched any of their movies on Disney.
I know, but then you listen to the year 2019 and year 3000, you're like, wait a second.
No, I mean, I really did enjoy that video. And like, I don't know, I'm growing a bigger and bigger respect for those bros. So
those bros.
So yeah, it's been a big week. And then you're saying that Demi Lovato might go on tour with them?
Yeah, so Demi might be going on tour with them.
That sounds like they should stay far away from Demi.
I mean, I don't know if Demi's like ready to like do a tour.
Because I know her and Nick Jonas are like really good friends, right?
Yeah, and her and Joe dated and whatever.
Oh yeah, let's stay away from that. That sounds like
they're gonna I guess they've been filming a documentary for the past year or something. So I think they're gonna be releasing a documentary on Amazon. So this is gonna be the best year of my life.
Oh my gosh, she looks dead straight into the camera. So I'm gonna like zoom in on that part, like dead straight in my life. Like, all right, so
happy 50th episode.
So I mean, that's awesome. Good for them. You know, I'm enjoying them coming back. It's just really funny to me that like Joe was like
he was the front man.
Yeah, and now Nick Jonas is like the front man.
As I said, he definitely wasn't like Nick was the strongest lyricist, and he was like on. Like he was like most of the lead vocals, and there was a lot of songs that was only.
Well, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like the hotness, like you know what I'm saying, like Joe.
I always thought like I mean I was always a Nick girl, but like I always was like, ooh, Joe's hot, like too, but like I was like, but Nick is who I want to marry. But I mean,
too late.
But I mean, Priyanka is the most gorgeous human. So.
Oh, what was your yikes moment of the week, V? What made you just go yikes?
I was physically uncomfortable because Gayle King did an interview, the first interview with Robert Kelly, since
and it was just as controversial as the Jussie Smollett one.
Since all this stuff happened, since like him being released and all this stuff, and he threw an actual tantrum where you can hear Gail was like trying to mother him for the largest like
Robert,
like she'd be like Robert.
I just don't want you like talking to the camera. Let's have a conversation, a dialogue. And he's like, I'm fighting for my life.
Yeah, and he was like saying all this stuff about. First of all,
I gave y'all 30 years, my career.
Yeah, no, he was throwing a fit. Like his publicist had to help calm him down. And also, like the biggest yikes part is that he's like actively out here trying to throw a fit, trying to convince people that he's didn't do any of this stuff. That he didn't do any of this stuff that there's evidence for.
Yeah, there's a video, bro. Like
there's
he's talking
you
like
done.
He doesn't. Yeah, like
get out.
I don't know though. Like I'm really. I'm a little nervous because like I thought it was a done deal.
Do you think he's gonna wiggle his way out? I think he might, which is like horrifying.
That is crazy.
Horrifying.
Because like they haven't even. I think Fridays are tomorrow. If you're listening right now, Friday is gonna be the day they release the interview with the two girls that are his like girlfriends that are like willing to live with him and stuff, and they're saying that their parents are like trying to like get money from.
That's like Stockholm syndrome, though.
Trust me, you're preaching. He's
like a
sociopath.
Choir. Like that's what he has like created these environments.
Well, he's like, do you think I'm stupid? Like like there's people that are actually out here chained. It's like. He's like, you don't think I'm feeding these girls? Like, you know, it was the craziest.
Yeah,
it's a bizarre world we're living in. Like, I just don't understand.
It's horrifying.
Yeah.
It's a big yikes. This was a
He should have never done the interview. Like, I don't know how he thinks it's going to help.
I don't know. And I'm like, I'm going to be.
It almost sounded like the way he was talking was almost like trapped in the closet.
Oh
like, if you put auto-tune on it, it was like,
oh my
I'm fighting for my life.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Do you really think I'm that stupid?
Oh, my God. But like this was probably my most horrifying yikes moment I've ever had on this show because it just blows my mind because like I'm worried that like what if he doesn't get like what if he doesn't go to jail? Like,
well, what I was kind of seeing is that, you know, they really are trying to capitalize off of the R. Kelly documentary. And with that, you know, the prosecutors, they're saying might be a little overzealous and, you know, trying to, it's almost like when the Casey Anthony thing happened and the prosecutors were like, let's get her like from like on the, like a death sentence. And that's overshooting. So it's like, and so if you can't, like, if there's no proof like this, there better be proof because like, you know, if he gets to walk again, it's going to be hard to get him. Like, I guess now he just got rearrested today for some like
he's been
neglected child.
He keeps
support
he keeps getting arrested for a bunch of different things.
Yeah, so
because more and more people
he's back in jail right now as of today.
More and more people keep coming out with stuff, so he keeps getting arrested for different I just hope.
Yeah,
but
I'm just wondering if that evidence is going to be able to be used in court, depending on how it was obtained. Like, so it's you know, the thing is though, that's what happens. Like you want someone to go to jail, but then you have these like lawyers and stuff that just want to make a name for themselves, and they like, you know, don't wait, and they, you know, you have to like build your case. Like you get one chance at this to like really put them away, and you know, it's just. I hope.
Would you take it?
You going 8 Mile on me? All right, so
anywho,
yo, my palms are sweaty, knees beat, arms are ready, spaghetti on my shirt, spaghetti.
Yeah, have you seen the like ones that just say spaghetti? Like,
yeah, that's funny. All right, so why don't we go into it's kind of a very similar topic. We're gonna get into our main topic,
documentaries and people who maybe should be in jail.
I watched the Finding Neverland. We're Forgetting Neverland.
All of it?
I kind of passed out last night. I had to go to. It was like a 4-hour documentary.
I know, like I've been trying to force myself, but I also am like that's like another one I have to like mentally prep myself.
That one is a little rough, and this is like, you know, kind of like the difference,
especially for you because like you're a big MJ.
It's big, but you know what? Bad people are bad people, and you can't. I don't care. I don't care. And
say it.
Yeah, I'm not that like he's never done anything for me besides like, you know, what he's done for music and stuff. Yeah. But you know, he changed the game, but like it doesn't matter. Like, you know, you came and went, and the hard part about this is like you know with R. Kelly, you can burn him at the stake now. You want to see him like, you know,
I want to see him burn.
Yeah, but Michael Jackson's gone. You know what I'm saying? Who are we attacking here, really? You know, and he's not even here to defend himself.
Yeah, some people are like trying to equate it being like, oh, is it speaking ill of the dead, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, well,
but facts are facts.
Facts, like, and these are people coming forward with their stories.
Not necessarily that documentary had a bunch of like pure facts, but there's things that are undeniable. Like Michael Jackson would sleep over these kids' houses.
I mean,
they're 7, 8 years old.
And
like
Michael Jackson did create Neverland Ranch for these kids, and like that's not, you know.
I don't know. I some people don't believe it. Some people think they're lying. For me,
I believe it.
I believe it.
I believe it. I just like there's just too many. Like there's too many instances.
No, you're making more excuses, not you, but you're making more excuses for you know, his upbringing, or he had a mind of a 9-year-old.
Yeah,
or something.
because that's what a lot of people have been saying. Like he's like, well, he didn't get to have a real childhood, so that's why
a lot of people don't have childhoods.
That's why he connected so much with kids when he was an adult. And I was like, that doesn't make it okay.
Oh, I saw a
up.
really funny video today. This is kind of a little off topic, but it was really funny. It was this kid in like school, and he's writing like on the chalkboard, like, you know, a diagram. He's like, He's like, all right, follow along. He's like, the store is 1 mile away from my house. My dad, it's like, it's a human person. It takes like 5 miles per hour to walk to the store. My dad, it's been 15 years.
Oh, no.
Why? Where is he? Like, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, upbringing. Everyone has bad upbringings. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and his upbringing is notorious. Like his dad, you know, was manipulative and abusive to him to create him into the star that he is. Have you ever watched the show Atlanta?
I've seen like the first season.
Okay.
I didn't see the second season that had the Michael Jackson.
Teddy, whatever that episode, and like it was
about the like Jackson 5.
It was literally based on Michael Jackson and like that relationship and everything like that. And so like definitely he's had some crazy stuff, like, but also it's like, okay, how, like, we can't truly use that as an excuse, I guess, you know, to like protect him forever. I don't think that's very fair, because then if we just continue to protect people that were also like that were harmed in their past, and then like, well, it's like, well, it makes sense that they're harming these other people, and then we're just gonna continue to this cycle of like allowing people to be hurt.
Yeah, I'm kind of like bummed out about it, because I do really like love, you know, we started an episode with him.
Yeah.
Like 2 episodes. Like we started with I Think I Want You Back, like with Jackson 5 before.
Yeah.
You know,
we did.
Are we supposed to cancel Jackson 5 because of this?
I don't know.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Those are important questions to ask, though, because I feel like as a society we've grown so much, you know, since when R. Kelly got acquitted. And to now we're having conversations. We want to. I feel like it's easier now for people to come out because it's known. Back in like 15, 20 years ago, you're embarrassed if you were abused by an older man or something.
Like the first accusations for Michael Jackson came out, I guess, like in the 90s, because I was reading stuff about how Oprah has like had a 2-part thing with the different accusers.
Oh, it's like after Neverland. That's like after the documentary.
And
so.
she had been getting some backlash because she got like probably one of Michael Jackson's like biggest live interviews when he wasn't doing interviews at all back in 1993, and like it kind of helped boost her career some, so people are like, you know, giving her backlash, being like, oh, Michael made you.
That's
and it's
not
like
true.
Which isn't true. But and also it's like, well, you were only like loving on him then because he was this and that, and like when she interviewed him at Neverland Ranch. But it's like, okay, like things change,
dude.
like,
not only do things change, it's like
she didn't know.
No, listen, that's what I was trying to get to. We as a society are evolving, and we're learning, because the example, have you seen the show Mindhunter on Netflix?
Seen parts of it.
Well, it's really about like back in the day, like in the 50s or maybe even 60s, they didn't have a term serial killer.
No,
so they didn't know what they would see all these.
Ted Bundy became like one of the first people that
they would never think that one person was killing so many people. They'd be like,
what?
They've never heard of it. So it's like then so the show is about them going and interviewing these serial killers, but they weren't even called serial killers at the time. And so it's about them going and interviewing them so they can understand the mind of why these people are doing this stuff. They didn't know about like weird fetishes or like things that made people deviants.
Yeah, like you know, different like sociopathic tendencies.
Like, you know, like one of the episodes was like, why are you tickling the kids? Like and only like 2 people were like, this is weird, but everyone else is like, no, he's a good principal and stuff like that at the school. But he's like, why do you always have
playful?
Yeah, like you just didn't think that of people,
that's
you know?
messed
And
up.
listen, so it's like you grow up and you start seeing that examples of people like there are monsters out here.
Yeah.
So once you get a couple monsters, you realize that this is out here. You have to learn from it and be like, you know, when you start seeing a star just walking around with a different boy every couple months, like holding their hand and like, you know, and it's just sick. Like, you know, like the type of things that they're saying, like if it is true, which I do believe, like I don't think people will be like, you know, these guys, you know, they were on trial defending Michael Jackson, and now after he tried to like do something that now they're trying to like, you know, just get back at Michael. No, I would think that is exactly how it would happen.
Yeah, it's like that's how those people stay. I mean, like this is like the same thing with like R. Kelly, and like that's how these people stay in power. They've manipulated the people around them into doing things to like protect them. Like that's literally like, I mean, Stockholm syndrome is a thing. Like you think you're fine and safe because you've been in a certain situation.
He's buying you things,
like, he's
and
doing
making you
like Well,
so, I'm just saying, the second the allegations came out, like, all right, before the allegations come out, he's kind of like distancing himself from like these 2 guys. They're growing older.
Yeah.
He's finding like now he's becoming friends with like Macaulay Culkin and you know Corey Feldman and like I think he had a nephew that he was like walking around with and stuff. So you know, a person that's a child predator and with that much power and stardom, I wouldn't put it past them to be like actually befriend other boys, like popular ones like Macaulay Culkin and Corey Feldman, and not abuse them, but be like, and so they would be like, no, I'm friends with Michael, and he's never even tried that.
He's never,
But the families that don't have anything, that he just goes into your small town and like picks out your kid
like
and makes you feel special. Dude, I honestly think, and then so like he starts like distancing himself, like, you know, not really seeing them, and then eventually, you know, the kids are like, and then he gets the accusations against him. Now he's coming back and trying to become friends with them again and trying to like, you know, fix the problem and all that stuff. And it's not until they grow up and have kids of their own and stuff that they realize like, no. If someone, and a lot of this has to do with the parents too. I'm not putting it past the parents, like, you know, but at the end of the day, I really truly think they have nothing to benefit from these stories being, this is their legacy, is them telling them like, there's no way they can make up these stories. Like I just don't.
It's just like it doesn't like.
It's
also,
not for
like,
money. They're not even doing it.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't. Yeah, at this point, it's like, how does this benefit like them to like tell this?
I don't know if they're getting paid money or not, so I don't know that.
I mean, yeah,
but they're the stuff they were alleging, like take the sex stuff out of it. Like, you know, it was bad enough. Like I'm already ready to cancel you for as bad as it was. Like, you know, like we all have stuff that is deep dark inside of us, deep like in that we don't want to talk about. Like it might be a minor thing, it might be something, but like that was really big. But I can understand why no one would want to say something, and then you know, and then he
also
comes
you're
back
scared to say something.
Well, no, then he comes back in your good graces, and he's like, "I'll do anything for you," and then you're like, "Yeah, I'll defend him." Like, I mean, first of all, I don't want people to think I'm gay or there's a problem. Like,
because you don't even know, like, especially as like these kids, like when they were younger and these boys were young, like they don't even know, like they don't even know any better, any worse.
And he's like getting in their head about like we'll go to jail, like and he's like telling like your mom is bad and trying to distance them from their parents and stuff. Like their parents would leave him for a month,
which is wild.
A week.
They had like that whole adopted in plain sight.
Exactly, that's exactly what it was.
Where it's like then the parents get manipulated by, especially because like
they get seduced.
These people are in like they get seduced by the power of these people. Or
during
like,
the day he'd be talking to the moms, and at night he'd be all talking to the kids and stuff. But you're right. I'm glad you brought that up because when I was watching this, I was like, dude, if that can happen in a small town with just some random dude, imagine the power, the stardom power of like Michael Jackson being able to just like put wool over your eyes. So I really do believe it, and I really do believe, like, you know, the second that Michael Jackson is not benefiting you anymore, where if I don't get to do this show, and I'm gonna fucking tell people.
Yeah.
And speaking of swearing, I didn't mean to swear, but you can't swear for Lent right now.
Yeah,
so
I can't.
you've done a good job.
I've been good so
yeah,
far.
we if you were gonna swear, I was gonna make this one. But you haven't done that, so that one's for me. But you know, if like Michael Jackson made me spread my butt cheeks and he masturbated behind me,
God.
I would forever be trying to get stuff from him. And the second he cuts me off,
no
I
kidding.
would tell. I would be like, dude, you better give me that or I'm going to tell everybody.
Yeah.
That's not the other way around. That's not me being like, I'm going to tell everybody you did this stuff because you're not doing this for me anymore.
Because you literally have lost any sort of security, safety, whatever in that situation. Because that's how Michael kept them secure and safe. He would do those things and then would do things to make them feel that they were loved or special, whatever, etc. And then but once that's not happening anymore, once you're no benefit to Michael and he's gonna drop you, then
that would be the perfect time to tell on you. You know what I'm saying? So that none of that makes is weird to me. I feel like it all makes sense. And it makes more sense to me that way than Michael's just sleeping in bed with boys because he's a kid at heart.
Because he's a kid at heart.
This Peter Pan syndrome or whatever.
Yeah.
No, man.
I'm sure that did influence some of this behavior. But then once you have that amount of power and you realize that you can continue to create these situations, that becomes more of a power thing.
After 4 kids, you feel like you can do it.
You're wow, I can keep doing this. This is benefiting me.
And another sad part is that because this is about little boys, we're all about to kill R. Kelly for these little girls, but because they're boys, it's different or something.
I know, but I feel now they've been trying to make sure it's not like that because at least I feel the little girl, but even because then with the R. Kelly thing I brought up before, how it was
it's even worse because he was doing it when they were 7 years old.
Yeah, people didn't believe the R. Kelly stuff because those were black girls, and people don't believe if they were little white girls, they would have been oh, this is a big black man hurting poor little white girls. But now it's these are young boys. I feel we're starting to before it was the biggest joke. I remember all the scary movie joke things that they would do those jokes with.
That's what I'm saying. As a society, we're growing up that type of stuff. You couldn't. I don't even think you can make an R. Kelly and Michael Jackson joke like that these days. That's what we had to go through to get to this point.
Yeah.
And I think right now we're in a debate point where we're not even still people are still 50-50. Look at our president. People are will do the same thing with our president. So we still have years before we're and it's just we're so hot and cold with things, with women issues, with the Me Too movement. It's everything is either off or on, or and 50% of the people think this way, and 50%. I think there used to be a time where 100% of the people just didn't care. Yeah. So if now we're at 50%, we still got a way to go to get to where we need to be as a society, but. I think
we're on our way.
We're on our way, but there's still a lot to change. Yeah. Actually, the Jonas Brothers, I think, said that in that 2019 song. But yeah, no, to me, honestly, I think Michael Jackson did these things, and and I'm willing to say that out loud because, I don't know. I can't. Aren't you supposed to be on the side of the victim? You know what I'm saying? Who are we defending here at this point now? Yeah. He's dead. And it's not about it's whatever. I don't know. It's just sad. It's just really sad. I think about this stuff and it's I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I recommend y'all watching it. It's a very compelling documentary. Whether you think it's proof or not, it's not. It's just these guys' account of what they said happened, and very similar stories. Whether they corroborated their stories or not, but there's similarities and they kind of cross paths. He would separate these things too, so it's not they really intersected with each other. Yeah. He got to the point where it was almost relationships. It was almost like a girlfriend-boyfriend thing.
Yeah, because he wanted to keep,
Well, I'm just saying, you imagine, you think you're, his girlfriend, kid, or whatever, his partner. And then all of a sudden you go to show up at a music shoot where you're supposed to be the one dancing, and now Macaulay Culkin took your spot in the video. And it's you're jealous, and now he's all running around doing fun stuff with Macaulay Culkin, and they're feeling hurt, they
makes me
heartbroken.
Squirm, it's so messed up because that's stuff, what man. They got them into that headspace.
Yeah. And,
yikes.
And he'd be you're gonna start seeing me hanging out with this person. That doesn't mean I don't love you.
He set it up. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna sit here and defend that type of stuff.
Nope.
I thought it was an interesting thing. Check it out.
Make your own. Make your own judgments.
Yeah, I just don't think people should be. I just don't think people should be defending people like what did Michael Jackson do for you, really?
No,
well, I mean,
nothing.
what did he do for me?
We get what did R. Kelly or Michael Jackson do for us besides like bring us music that helped?
I really wonder though, like if Michael Jackson is like one of the reasons I'm like want to be such a big star. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just the way you would see him on TV, it would just like you would just blow you away. Like you're like
you know, star power.
You know, look at Kanye West. Like that's why Kanye West is the way he is. It's because of Michael Jackson. You know, you just got to learn from this stuff. And you know, anyone that's been through abuse or anything like that, like you know, speak up, talk to somebody, because just keeping it inside doesn't help. You know, it doesn't help you. It doesn't help the other victims out there. And there's more people there for you
than you realize.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're living in a world now where I think people are more understanding about stuff like that. So. So yeah, sad story. Why don't we get into some Bachelor
quick
stuff?
Bachelor stuff.
Yeah.
So they are really
big week. This is like our Super Bowl of Bachelor.
Because we finally saw the fence jump.
We got the fence jump.
And
it was worth it.
It was worth it, honestly. But my friend Christine brought up how she's like, they messed us up because technically it's a gate, and they could have called it the gate, like Watergate. Could have been like the gate.
Oh wow. Ooh, the fence gate. That'd been good.
Yeah, like. But whatever. So, okay. But before we even got there, they're in Portugal for their fantasy suite dates.
Well, the way they build it up to being like, is he going to jump the fence this episode, or he's going to lose his virginity?
It's like, will he lose his mind?
Yeah. We still don't know if he's a virgin or not. I don't know if we ever will know.
I don't know if we'll know. But he had his first date with Taisha. I swear to God, I don't know.
I think it's Taisha.
And they went on a helicopter day because I guess they can't keep their feet on the ground for any date.
They're fly kids.
Which it's very, like, it's the biggest cliche in Bachelor history.
There goes Colton.
And he kind of brings up to her that he doesn't feel like he can be intimate with her that night when they stay. Like, it was
very awkward that night.
It was morning. He was like, let's do like.
It was like building up to like this big thing, and then they woke up and it was like, I wonder what it was.
I don't know, but like,
what do you
he
think?
Invited her to the room. I don't know, like he kind of made it seem. I think he just doesn't like her that much. I don't think he likes her as much as he obviously likes Cassie, and like she like was trying to she was really trying to sell her case to like get. She's like, yeah, you know, like I can't trust people, but like I trust you because like my husband cheated on me, but like so and like he was the first person I had sex with. But like blah blah blah, and like he just was kind of like, well, and she definitely like she was kind of brutal. Like after like when they showed her in the morning, she's like, I mean, we weren't intimate like I would have liked us to be, but it was nice waking up
and
next
he was
to him.
like,
but
yeah,
she was like,
I loved our conversation.
Yeah, like she was like, I know she was like very like I could tell she was pissed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think she was more scared. Like she's like, damn, like I put it all out there, and like he didn't look back when he was walking away.
Yeah,
like, I was,
that was dramatic. Yeah,
that's
it. I was like, yeah, she wasn't. We actually commented on that. We were like, he's not looking back, girl. Like,
yeah. So that was interesting. So we only got 2 dates.
Yeah,
because
then Cassie was next.
Yeah.
And she learns from Colton that.
Well, I really truly think that he didn't know how much he liked her until that day, because if he really knew that was the one he was gonna pick, then I think she would have gone last, right?
I guess. I don't know. Probably that would make the most sense.
Yeah.
But I think he like really came to his feelings with her when after like, you know, he said how her dad didn't give the blessing, but he's like, but like, you know, you mean so much to me and I want to do everything I can, like, and she like threw a fit.
That's Cassie's dad showing up there.
He
like
showed
that
up
fast.
Literally, I was like, what? And he showed up and he pretty much like still was like acting like
I respect him. I respect him, dude. Like if that was my daughter, like I would say the same thing. Like he wasn't being like, don't do it. He was like, don't do it if like you are hesitating. Like this is not a hesitation thing.
Yeah, he's like,
he might have gotten in her head a little bit because like she's a dumb girl.
Yeah,
she is a dumb girl.
Yeah.
Like I just didn't enjoy like her talking.
I mean,
she had no points.
So immature. She's so immature, and like so they went into their date, and Colton's like ready to roll. He's ready to go. He's like, I'm banging Cassie tonight, and then she pretty much like drops the bomb on him where he's like, I love you. She's like, I don't think I'm there.
Well, he wasn't saying I love you until like he was getting. He's like, were you like planning on leaving?
And she's like, yeah.
You know, and
yeah, I was.
The thing is, that reason why like she's fake is because she was gonna leave for no reason. Like he gave her everything, every out. Like, dude, we could call the show right now. Like, I love you. Like, you're the one I want. I don't care. We don't have to get married. We can do the long distance. I don't care what they want. Like, I just want to be with you.
Yeah.
And she still didn't have a reason. She was just like, I gotta go. Like, I gotta go. And I hate people like that.
I think she's just like so immature. Truly, like all of these girls are just so young still.
Yeah,
and, like,
she just wants to get out and get her
immature.
hot boyfriend, whatever one she picks. Like, you know, like now she wants to go out and
like she's.
be hot
I think
stuff.
the whole idea of like. She's like, well, if I say I love him, like, which she did say, like, I love you too. But, like, she's like, if I, do this, like, this means, like, I'm done. Like, I could see how it's scary as, like, a 23-year-old being like, wow, like, I could be getting engaged. Which, like,
I just hate it because it's like, you're stupid. This is what
like,
the show's
you know
about.
what
You
it
signed
is,
up
and,
for
like,
this.
Yeah.
That's dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb.
And
Kat,
he loses his mind after that. And, like,
pushes the camera. Poor camera
like,
guy was like scared. Like you see, like through the tree, like he was like trying to film. Like
throws
you couldn't even...
his mic off, and like it's so funny because I'm like, was Chris Harrison just like in
They're
a
like,
bush? Because they're like, Chris, we need you, and then he just pops out of a bush.
Hey
And I was
Colton!
like,
Hey Colton! I was like, holy crap!
I'm like, where'd you come from?
They
and
like
then
popped
he's,
open
like,
a trunk. He
he's
popped
just
out.
like walking fast behind him as like Colton's like kind of booking it towards the fence, the gate, and like then Colton just like hops over, and Chris is like. Oh,
he just jumped the fucking fence.
Jumped.
and then on top of that, they're like, they go to the gate to like try to open it up. They're like, it's locked. It's locked. Open the gate. Open the gate. Like this, like it's like a movie or something. Like literally, time is wasting. Like a Prison Break. Actually, it really was like a Prison Break movie
because they were like trying to like look
Shawshank
for him.
or something. Like,
yeah, they were looking for him.
And then the gate's
for
like
him.
opening. He's trying to open it, and it's so slow. It's like.
It was so funny.
It was going so slow.
He just kind of like shimmies in.
And Colton was gone.
He was gone, and they literally couldn't find him for a while. But
so and then we got the Women Tell All. That came the next night, and that was just a very I could tell like all the girls were super young and dumb.
It just like really made me.
It's the worst one I've seen as far as like cattiness
and so like disappointed in how these women presented themselves because all their fights had no weight and they just were all like Onika and Nicole yelled at each other for being fake and for being being mean and being whatever, and then Nicole cried, and then they kept saying how Nicole
they're
was
kind of
like
bullying on Kaylin. I felt like
they said that like Nicole was like the biggest crier since Ashley I, which I don't believe, but they gave her free Halo Tap for a year.
Why? Oh, because of that
she
commercial.
Cried. Yeah, it was. I don't know.
Commercial was pretty funny though.
Yeah, but
he was like, because of love. He's like, do you really believe that? He's like, no. What, Nick Vale?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like, ice cream for adults because adults eat a lot of ice cream or something like that. That was the theme. But it had like the actual guy that was passing out ice cream at the thing, like in the commercial.
Yeah, so obviously ABC has a thing with Halo Tap. But
pretty genius commercial.
But they did that, and then they kind of tried to stoke the flames between Hannah B and Kaylin again, which was just BS.
They ended it good. I mean, that's why I don't think Hannah B should be like the Bachelorette.
She just doesn't have much of a personality. She's truly a pageant girl at her
they
face
did
value.
I feel like they did give her like the Bachelorette makeover.
They did. Did you see how good she looked?
Dude, and I didn't notice she had a booty.
Yeah,
dude, she got a little booty.
I saw that in that dress. I was like, what?
Yeah, she was looking good. I
was like,
what
the heck?
Okay, but still, you know who had won the night for me, though?
Who?
My girl, Demi.
Demi
killed. I thought she handled everything.
She had some good quotes. Like she said the whole like bed bugs thing, but she was still being like, I mean, they were being
the whole
obnoxious
thing
to her.
Yeah,
but I also just feel like she definitely
she handled it so perfectly.
She was like thriving with the attention. She like was like, this is who,
good.
Like she's created this big persona for herself, and like she just was like enforcing it, and I just was like, all right.
Well, she's gonna be on Bachelor in Paradise.
I know she's gonna be on Bachelor in
but
Paradise.
No, I mean I understand you girl. Like I feel like girls just don't like Demi, but as a guy and not like being biased of anything, like she handled it all the hate well. The girl put like a pacifier in her
face,
That's
which
bullshit.
was,
and she handled it with
disgusting.
Yeah, she handled it with so much class.
Demi, I just feel like Demi doesn't. She also still like. I just don't think. I mean, she's very confident, which I can appreciate as also being a young, confident.
She
woman.
didn't do one thing wrong. In my eyes,
I just could see that she also seems kind of fake to me.
Whatever. Like she didn't win the Bachelor. Now you can be fake as you want, or you can. This is like your time to shine. He sent you home.
So yeah. So
take
like
as
I
much
guess like
screen
you
time as
know,
you want.
in that sense, like she's doing a good job. But to me, it's just like all that stuff kind of just makes me feel icky.
I mean, out of all the girls, she was not the one that was making me feel icky.
But But I really hated how they kept parading Colton as like this piece of meat for the entire episode. Like they made the joke of like how he was always showering, but like they kept showing him like in the shower and like brought him the ice cream in the shower.
That was pretty funny.
And they said like more Colton, like it was like in the bottom thirds they had like more Colton later, like, and it was just like him like in the shower more, and like he showed up and like they asked him like, are you still a virgin? Which I think that's messed up. Like I don't think that's something they should be asking. Or like even like Demi being all like, you missed out on a good time with me in the fantasy suite. Like I'm just like, why? Like
I mean, she could say that.
I mean, like I don't feel think like this is okay to like just be like,
he made it okay.
Parading. I mean, I think it's messed up that like I'm still not happy with like that's what this whole season's been based around, because like that's like such a
that's Colton. That's Colton. He shouldn't have said he was a virgin. Why do you have to even talk about virginity?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, at all. That was his card in.
He has no personality.
That was how he became
personality.
That's how he became the Bachelor.
Yeah.
Was because he was a virgin.
Yeah.
And that was his card. He knew that the whole time. He's like, I'm this hot guy that, claiming to be a virgin. So it's like that took him all the way to being this. So
whatever. So we'll have to see with the dramatic 2-night finale next week.
I mean, my prediction of the next week's show is going to be,
I think Cassie's coming back.
No, she's not. I mean, she's not coming back. I think Colton.
I think she is.
No, she's not coming back. Colton's going to go get her. She's not coming back for shit.
Okay, yeah. Well.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to now like go tell the other girls that he can't marry them.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is like I think he's knocking. They showed a little preview at the end. I think he's knocking on like either Hannah or.
No, I think he's knocking on Cassie's door. He's gonna shoot his shot one more time and see what happens.
Yeah, well, he has. I don't know how he's gonna like. First of all, like Hannah hasn't gotten her date yet. Like, what's he gonna do?
That's what I'm trying to say to you, is that my prediction is that he's not going to do anything. He's like, from next week's episode on, I think he's going to go to both other girls and tell them, hey, I really like Cassie. I can't like move on with you guys because it's just not right. My heart is with this girl. And then he's going to be okay to go back to Cassie and be like, look, I really like you. The show's over. I told the other girls I can't. And that's my prediction for what's going to happen. So
I agree. Do you think Hannah B's going to be the Bachelorette?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they put her right in the center of all that stuff. They kept panning to her every time.
Ugh,
they gave her time to shine for no reason. Like,
why was she? Be so boring.
Why does she get to come and sit up on the thing? Like,
they've had boring. Like,
well, the girls are young too. Like, they're really young this season. Like, all of them.
Oh, so young.
Yeah. So
she's 24.
Yeah. So, it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. I mean, Chris, like always, this is gonna be one of the most dramatic endings. And I know I say that a lot, but I mean it. Like, okay.
You're like, we get it. Yeah. You get paid a ton.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was our Bachelor news this week. We might as well get into our slapper. So judging, I got to start the podcast off with one of my favorite boy bands growing up.
And our slapper is my favorite boy band.
And it's actually my favorite song this week.
It's so good.
I've listened to only this song
for
this
sure
week.
Slaps. I literally have listened to it so many times.
Yeah, I mean, on Monday, I was like, all right, let me give this Jonas Brothers song a chance. So I put it on.
I mean, like,
and I was literally so hyped on like at 8:30 in the morning on Monday, just like
I'm a sucker for you.
Dude, it was so good.
Okay, then wait, what was your fun fact about who it's written by?
Oh, so I found out, like, I always like nowadays with all these pop songs, like when they've really hit me on a string, I'm like someone I really like
someone is
wrote this song,
this,
and it was Ryan Tedder of One Republic that wrote this song, or one of the writers of the song. So it really works well with Nick Jonas's voice and his brothers, and it's just it's a really cool concept and simple song, nothing too crazy, but I
also
love
like
it.
not anything like too. I don't think it's like too airheady. You know what I mean?
No, I mean really, if you think about it, it's like 4 sounds.
Yeah.
Like it's not overproduced. It's perfect. So without any further ado, we're going to play our slapper of the week, which is "Sucker" by Jonas Brothers, and you might have predicted this, but it's that good.
It's so good.
Let's just get right into it. Let's go.
We go together. Slapper of the week. This song slaps. Woo! Slapper. It's true, I'm a sucker for you.
I'm a sucker for you. Yeah, yo, "Sucker" by the Jonas Brothers. That was hype. Look at you, can't even handle it.
And they're just like, and in the video, it's pretty much like being like, look at how hot our women are, and it's like they have the control because they're the suckers for them. Oh. Wow.
calm down.
Okay, let's do some shout outs while I'm feeling
All right,
this hype.
cool. I'll want to shout out my friend Ansley. Happy birthday, Ansley.
It's her birthday.
It's her birthday today as we're recording, so when you hear this will be the day after, but you get a shout out, Ans. And then what else do I have for shout out? Oh, I want to shout out my friend Courtney from work. She shouted listened to the episode and posted it on IG story and stuff. So I really just appreciate people that check it out.
Yeah, you share it, tag a friend.
We're really consistent about sharing on IG story about the YouTube or the podcast dropping and promotion.
If you share and tag us, we'll share. We'll send you love.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. So what shout outs do you have? Do you have
So
any?
I wanted to shout out my friend Savannah Canberg. She hit me up after seeing my sticker, and she's all like, oh my God, I have a whole group. We call ourselves the Bachelor Babes.
Nice.
And I'm sending them stickers.
Cool.
She's going to be getting married
I just
this
gave
fall.
you a stack, so.
Yeah, I put them away.
Cool.
I wanted to also shout out.
She said that because I don't like anything on the table when we
whatever.
start.
It's also, today is my best friend Allison's birthday.
Okay,
so
happy birthday, Allison.
These Pisces women who are just the bomb.
Nice.
So yeah, that's it.
Nice. Okay, well, that was a really fun ending to episode 50.
Episode 50.
I want to do something special, but
I feel like every episode with you is special.
oh, hold on a second. Oh, yeah, that was sweet.
Wow, that was so cheesy coming from
that
me.
was. But yeah, no. I mean, I do have to say though. Are you shut up? Don't you dare. Yeah, no, I'm just really proud of us. This is something we don't even think about. When this is just our Wednesdays. It's been our Wednesdays, and
today was a crazy day for me, but I wasn't feeling
Thursday
good.
for you guys, but I know. It's sometimes I'm like, damn, I just want to go to sleep or chill, and it's the middle of the week, but dude, this podcast has changed my life. Literally things about me that I can't explain how many positive things have happened to me personally, not because of anything through, but just the dedication that we've given this, and I try to implement that in different things in our lives.
I just feel like it's really helped me think about things in way different ways than I usually would.
Yeah, and I really think my friend actually, my shout out to JT. My homie.
JT was giving us so much love on the gram today.
Oh yeah, he was.
I was like, oh my God.
So much love. No, but I mean, he's like my brother, and he's about to have his baby here soon.
Yay!
Yeah, he was telling me it's gonna be a boy, and I think he's gonna name it Pluto. So
okay.
Yeah, well, I mean it's still a working name. I don't know if it's official or nothing.
Maybe that's the middle name. We'll see.
I hope he doesn't mind if we tell
the world.
Yeah. I mean, it's only a few people that listen to The Bachelor, so watch The Bachelor. But I do want to say it's kind of crazy that he was the one that mentioned that this is a therapy session for us each week. For me personally,
honestly. It is.
Yeah.
I probably really should go to real therapy. But
well, I mean, being able to talk to you about things too,
but
or just talk about things and grow from our conversations and stuff. So I really hope our listeners and stuff are,
use these as maybe to make your own conversations or think about things, or I guess kind of look at yourself in different ways. I feel like with a lot of we talk about pop culture and whatever, and that could be shallow in some ways, but how we connect it to real life or real life issues, I feel is something that could be implemented to your everyday life.
Yeah, and it's actually conversations that I used to shy away from, just for public opinion and you don't want people to think, but nowadays I feel more comfortable about having these conversations, going into these conversations not knowing much about it,
or you're gonna lose, or what it means.
Yeah, and and being able to talk to you openly about things and seeing your reactions and seeing how it's it's very interesting. So I mean 50 episodes in and going, well,
we are over the hill.
We're over the hill now, officially, and
there will be many more hills to come for us to keep getting over.
And you guys don't know, how much I appreciate you people C Money, Courtney, out there, listen to us and always engaging with us, or people my homie JD that watches the Tipsy Talks and talks to us on there.
Talks to us. My friends Christine and stuff. I gave so many people stickers to when I was in True False this weekend. They were so interested in it, and I had a whole bunch of stickers on me in my purse. They were give me more so I could put them all over these different things. My friend Hannah and whatever. They were really into spreading it.
I did the game night the other night, and one of the guys there that I'm really getting to know, his name is John. He actually works at my company, or at a company too. And
John, did I meet John?
I mean, he works on a development team, and of all that. But
Okay.
regardless, he was like telling me about his podcast. I'm like, dude, I was telling you about my podcast last time. He's like, yeah, but you had like stickers and stuff, and I just felt like embarrassed about talking about my podcast because I'm like, dude, they're always
legit.
Yeah, like he was like, it made it sound like, you know, your guys, but you know, he's pretty legit. Like he does like some nerdy podcast about like Game of Thrones and like Twin Peaks and stuff that gets a lot of listens.
Oh,
so,
I'm sure. Yeah, that's a big audience.
yeah. So, you know, and shout out all the people that are recognizing how, like, you know, how much work and effort and how good the quality is of this podcast because we try, you know, really hard to be like, you know, dope. And I notice it because people that used to ignore it, when I like be like a podcast, I'd be like, you want a sticker? They're like, no, it's okay. Those same people have come back around being like,
where my
hey,
sticker
no,
at?
not even the sticker, just like, I'm known as the podcast kid now, like to my circle of people, and they're like, yo, he knows about podcasts. He's the one that you need to go to if you want to make it like good. Whether they listen to me or not, I can't, you know, I can't make people do what I say, but like, I feel like we got a good thing going here and I can give good advice about it. So if you're trying to start a podcast or you're interested in it, you like what we're doing here, a lot of thought went into this like outline and like how we structure our show. It wasn't we kind of did like start off like this, but if you listen to episode 0 and episode 1,
it was a more like, I mean, because I wrote it all down before, but it wasn't like we didn't have like a set structure.
It was like we just went through our notes and then we were like slowly started being like, we need to contain this into like a shell, so it just didn't drag on forever, or we didn't like, you know, it might seem like it's dragging on, but it's episode 50. I don't care.
Whatever.
But you know, yeah, so with that being said, I just appreciate everyone that follows us on Instagram, everyone that subscribes and writes some reviews, and that continue to support us. And yeah, we love you. So this has been episode 50. We'll see you next week with episode 51 of Future Bachelor. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
And we love you. Deuces.
Bye.
Future Bachelor Podcast.